Brandon.
How many mothers do we have here? Okay, moms. This question's for you. Do you remember when you got the news that you were going to have a baby the first time? How'd you feel?
Shocked.
Shocked? Happy? Terrified? I mean, there's a lot of emotions that go in there. But you know what? If it was a planned pregnancy, because sometimes they aren't planned, there's oops. My father was an oops, the later child. But that first time, there is such a joy, overwhelming sense, oh my gosh, I'm actually going to give birth to flesh of my flesh. For women who get that privilege, it's an honor. And of course, not every woman can have a child or will have a child. But we all live vicariously through the women who are pregnant because we love to go up to them and touch the baby in the stomach and see how they grow, give them little baby socks. But it's a fun time, scary. But it's supposed to be, when it's the right time, a very joyous occasion. That's when it's planned. Sometimes, well, pregnancies aren't planned. You know, it could have been, well, no birth control, rape, sadly. Sometimes, you know, that person thought they could never give birth, and oops, they give birth. But where unplanned pregnancies happen the most, though, is with teenagers. Teenagers still have kids. Although, did you know that the pregnancy rate of teenagers has gone down and down and down and down in this country? It's at the lowest level it's been for a long, long time. Only 70 out of 1,000, so that's amazing statistics. When I was growing up, if a girl became pregnant, all of a sudden we would find that she was no longer staying with the family. She might go away to a relative and stay with Aunt Judy until the baby was born. And rarely did they keep the baby. They probably gave it up for adoption. And nowadays, although teenage pregnancy is still not the norm, society is a little better at accepting and being joyful for the kid, except unless if you're the father who wants to go and murder the young man who did that to your daughter. So. Now, the statistics about pregnancy are only from ages 15 to 18. I couldn't find any statistics younger than 15 because, well, babies having babies, that's just unimaginable. But it happens. It happened with Mary. Mary, the mother of Jesus. Now just think for a moment. If society today, we all know society, if society today sort of like mumbles and, you know, oh, I can't believe that person got pregnant, a teenager, imagine what it would be to find out that your 12 to 13-year-old daughter was pregnant. Because most likely Mary was 12 or 13 years of age. If you were the parent, what might you do? You might, first off, be really angry you would hope that you would love your child. The thing is, though, Mary said, I'm sure we don't see this anywhere in scriptures, but I'm sure she said to her mom and dad, I'm pregnant by God. And you can imagine their reaction. You know, we see nothing in the Gospels about, all we get is the story of the angel Gabriel going to Mary saying, you're going to be with child. We also see the angel Gabriel going to Elizabeth and tell her, the cousin, that she's going to give birth to John. We see the angel telling Mary to go and, well, actually we don't. What we see is the angel leaves Mary, and we see then that Mary hurried her way to go to see Elizabeth. There is nothing in the story to collaborate what I'm going to say, but I can't help but wonder if Mary's parents said, you're going to go stay with your aunt. Because imagine the talk in the town. Imagine Mary, 12, 13 years old, betrothed to Joseph. If it was really his kid, wouldn't they get married right away? Whose child was it? People would be talking. Scandal. She could have been stoned. So we see her rushing away to Elizabeth, to her relative, to at least provide some sense of safety in a neighborhood which she was in that everyone would, and you know they would be looking down upon her. She wasn't married. And when she goes and gets to Elizabeth, something amazing happens. The gospel writer says that when Mary talked John the Baptist, who is the child in Elizabeth, 6 months pregnant, leaped for joy when he heard Mary's voice. And when they go to each other, there is such joy, such happiness, that first off, Elizabeth, who was never going to be able to have kids, was going to have a kid. And Elizabeth knew that Mary was going to give birth to somebody even more special. And what Elizabeth did is she said to her relative, "Blessed are you among women." Blessed. When the rest of the society was saying that she had probably broken every single law of Moses, that she easily could have been stoned, what Elizabeth did was said to the outcast, Mary the outcast, that she was blessed. Elizabeth recognized the humanity in Mary. Elizabeth knew, first and foremost, that Mary was a human being, a child of God, and needed to be treated with respect and dignity, even if she was giving birth in a strange situation. There had been nothing like it, and there will be nothing like it again. Elizabeth recognized that an outcast can actually provide hope, that her child would become the one who would save us all. Now, if Elizabeth can welcome Mary in her midst, a young, pregnant, 12 or 13-year-old girl, why do we have such a hard time recognizing and loving the outcasts in our midst? Do they not bleed just like you and me? Do they not have emotions just like you and me? Do they not hunger, need clothing? Do they not weep? As we get ready to celebrate the birth of Jesus this Christmas, we need to remember particularly those who are outcasts in our society, whose society has said to them, you have no place, and we all know who they are. Just think about it. You know the outcasts, the homeless person on the street, can't they get a job? The mother with 5 kids, no husband that's on welfare? The drunk on the street? The drug addict? The trans individual? The person who might be a different color than us, a different religion? They might even be a Muslim. But are they not individuals? Are they not created in the image of God? And should not we at least do the same that Mary was given the gift by Elizabeth? To love the individual unconditionally. To recognize the humanity in the other. Because when we recognize that humanity, we recognize the God within. My sisters and my brothers, we have such a gift here at St. Jude to be able to be people, to welcome those who society says has no value. It's one of our corest, deepest beliefs that this needs to be a community where all are welcomed. Whether you believe or not, whether you're having a good day or a bad day, whether or not you're struggling with Jesus teaches us, or whether or not you think it's a little easy. No matter what, we need to be just like Elizabeth and find the blessedness in each other. Truly, Mary was blessed among women, and blessed was the fruit of her womb, Jesus. Now may we today share that blessing with others.